Oh, hey everyone. I am so excited to be here today with you guys. This is a short snippet of a class that we are featuring today with one of our awesome speakers for the Energy Healing Conference that's happening in Layton, Utah at the Davis Conference Center on April 15th. If you haven't yet found out about that event, we would love to invite you to join us. Right now, we still do have some limited availability on vendor spaces. So if you are a vendor and you're curious or interested in learning more, you can go ahead and check out the details as well. I'm going to put the link in the comments so you can check that out in just a few minutes here. Today, I'd like to go ahead and read the bio for Amy Winsett. She is the amazing owner of the Healing Haven, which is out in West Haven, Utah, which is about west of the Ogden area, not too far away from Layton, where we're going to be, as a matter of fact. And Amy is a spiritual medium, a massage therapist, and author of The Awakening of the Healing of Your Soul. Discover your intuitive gifts, connect with your guides, and heal your soul. She has assisted hundreds of people in discovering their own intuitive gifts while also connecting them with their past loved ones, angels, and spirit guides. She firmly believes that energy healing and communicating with the spirit realm is something we're all meant to learn. You'll quite often hear her say, if you've made it here, your angels got you here. She offers therapeutic massage and energy reading healing sessions in her beautiful home spa, the Healing Haven in West Haven, Utah. And today she's going to be talking about you being a spiritual medium yourself, not maybe recognizing all of the different things about it. But she's going to enlighten us and share more with us about this today. Her website is thehealinghaven.org, and you can also connect with her on Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and put the links for you, as well as if you're interested in scheduling a direct session with her. I personally have had a massage with her, and she has such strong fingers and such a healing vibe about her. So I'm excited to turn the time over to her. Please welcome. Hello, Amy. How are you?
Hello, Tammy. Good. How are you?
Awesome. Okay, so I know that this is one of the most popular topics that people attend at the conference. In fact, if people are attending this conference, they really should consider getting there a little bit early into the class just to make sure that they have a seat and that they can get what's going on, right at the beginning instead of joining late, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to go ahead and put the links on and then turn the time over to you. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thank you so much, Tammy. It's great to be here with you guys. I really felt, is anybody else just feeling this winter blah thing? Most of us, or a lot of us, I should say, are here in Utah or in the West somewhere, and this winter will never end. It just keeps snowing. And it's interesting because I was really kind of like in a funk. I stay busy with massages and live sessions here at my new home spa, which I'm sitting in right now. It's been amazing. But I just was like in such a funk about moving forward with my spiritual gifts, or knowing how to teach, or knowing how to serve. And a couple weeks ago, Tammy texted me and said, are you going to do the Layton Energy Healing Conference? And I've done so many conferences with her. The last one I did was in Pocatello just last fall. And before that was in Ogden, which is closer to where this Layton one is going to be. And my class was absolutely packed. There were 200 people in that class. As I talked about, more about connecting with your angels and guides. And she texted, and my first thought was like, I don't know. And then something started going in my head. And then I heard my own angels say, well, but if you did do the Energy Healing Conference, what would you teach about? And I was like, oh, I teach everybody how they're a medium too. And it was like something sparked in my head. And I came back to life, and I thanked Tammy later. I said, thank you for reaching out to me, using your gifts, being intuitive and asking me and inviting me back, because energy wasn't moving the way that it needed to. But as soon as I allowed it to move just a little bit, and I gave myself that permission to start even thinking about all this inspiration came to me, and became exciting, and it became fun, which is a lot of what it feels like when you're living your purpose. And we're going to talk about that today. And I truly believe that using your gifts as a medium, which I'm going to describe, you might be thinking, I'm not a spiritual medium. I'm not Teresa Caputo. I'm not the Long Island medium or something like that. We're all mediums. You've all felt things. You've shared things before. You're a medium. And I'm going to give you some tools today how to really be more specific and more intentional with that, and in a very easy everyday kind of way. So grateful to be here with you. Yes, my class is entitled You Are a Spiritual Medium. We spend so much time, especially in Hollywood, there's getting to be quite a few shows, which is so exciting that everybody's ready to embrace the fact that we can communicate with the other side, that we're watching these shows. There's quite a few on Netflix that you can watch where people are being recorded doing this. My reservation a little bit with that, although we're going to gain more than anything from watching those, but is that we start going, oh, they have a gift. They have a gift that's so great. They're on television, and she has a gift and he has a gift. And I don't really have a gift. And I think that that's just kind of how we've just been, society has kind of taught us that, the special. I want to debunk that really, really quick. There's actually a lot of really amazing people in a lot of different fields that do a lot of things. And then there are some of those that also have the personality to be on TV. And that's basically what sets everybody apart. That doesn't mean that there aren't really incredible people in all different things, including being a spiritual medium. Just not everybody's on television. And so they're not set apart that way. Most of your life work will be done behind the scenes, but in a way that's incredibly fulfilling for you and that can really, truly help others, no matter what that is. So let's talk about this. As Tammy said, I'm a massage therapist. I offer energy healing sessions with massage. So, and she said I have very strong hands, which is true. Some people are like, oh, is this like a really light massage because you're going to be reading my energy the whole time? And for the most part, no. It's going to be incredibly therapeutic. It's going to be deep. It's going to be very specific. A lot of my clients go, thank you. This is what I've been looking for. And at the same time, and I don't know why God made me this way, but I'm not just giving you a very therapeutic massage that I've been very well trained to do for you. I'm also talking to your passed on loved ones and giving you messages from the other side and helping you know what's being trapped inside your body, setting an intention with you, using essential oils, hot stones, all the things that we need to be able to get that release in your body, in your spirit. And it is truly just an amazing experience. So that's a little bit about me. And again, that is in West Haven, Utah, just a little bit west of Ogden, here in my home. And I'll post some pictures or a link to some pictures so you can get an idea of how beautiful this home spa is and how separate it is actually from my other living space at my home. All right. So what is a spiritual medium? I think it's always nice just to kind of go to the internet and see what the general consensus is of what a spiritual medium is before I go into specifically what I feel like it is, which is very similar to what the internet says, but it's a very just detailed little paragraph here. So I found this explanation. A spiritual medium is a person who claims to have the ability to communicate with spirits of the dead, either through direct conversation or by receiving messages from the spirits and passing them on to the living. The spiritual mediums often work as conduits between the physical world and the spiritual world, helping individuals to connect with loved ones who have passed on and receive messages of comfort, guidance, and healing. It goes on to say that this has been something that is practiced in many cultures and spiritual traditions throughout history. So there's really nothing new about this. What is new is so many people waking up to it as we're going through this awakening. So many people, my book, Awakening the Healing of Your Soul, it's all about this awakening. Before I wrote this book, and I had done several conferences with Tammy beforehand, I just realized, I think I even woke up and was like, I'm not the only one with this gift. There's so many people who are waking up to this gift and feeling this and going through this awakening as well. And so if you would, it's kind of like it's getting thinner, that what used to be kind of blocking, or what felt like a block between the physical world and the spiritual, is getting very, very thin. A lot more information is coming through to a lot more people. And it's giving us the opportunity to really expand and grow very quickly. And I have seen that over the last several years with myself and with a lot of other people who are like, I'd like to kind of get into this. I think I might be intuitive, within months starting their own business and offering their services as well. So it's been pretty intense lately. So when I was trying to figure out, like, how do I explain myself to the world, I have finally settled on the term spiritual medium. Medium because I do connect with past loved ones. So that works for me, but you do too. You just might not know it, where all your information for intuition is coming from. Part of today's class today is to learn about that. And I didn't want to say psychic. And let's just go there for just a minute. Psychic has had a bad connotation or reputation. I think we're going to turn it back around here pretty soon, especially the more of us who come off a little more trustworthy, I think, when it comes to that. But, you know, if you've ever watched Dr. Phil or any of those things, they love to bust the psychics, and there's many who have presented to be fake. Also, a psychic, just to be specific, a psychic is somebody who seems to look more into the future, and a medium is somebody who receives. And there really is no predicting the future, because everything is just based off of what you're vibrating right now. And that would be information I would receive of where your vibration is right now. And would say something like, this is probably what you're attracting. But that can be shifted. That can be shifted in a matter of minutes. And I think that's why, you know, Tammy's really good about just saying, don't, at these events, we don't even imply that we would predict the future, because literally there is not a predicting of the future, because everything can change, because you always have choice. And so a spiritual, obviously, because we're talking about spiritual things and spirits, and medium, because I see myself as someone who receives this information, and then just guides. I'm just a guide to that. So I would be interested to know, because I know a lot of you have gone through this debate of maybe what to call yourself and your own work. Many of you are interested in having your own business, or already do, and it might be 2-3 years now, and you're still wondering, what am I going to call myself? What is this? Do I have a title? I would love in the comments if you have something like that you're aware, or you know somebody who's trusted in this industry and what they might call themselves. Many people use the word intuitive. I used to say intuitive energy reader. I didn't feel like, after a while, because that was safe, after a while, I felt like that wasn't quite totally bringing in the whole picture for me. So I did add, you know, more spiritual medium again. Some prefer to, or will refer to themselves as being a healer. I even shied away from that for a little bit, because in massage school, they were very clear to say, is you are not healing people, you're facilitating in their healer. At the same time, I absolutely respect the term healer. And so yeah, we're in the healing arts. It makes you a healer. So healer, some people will call themselves a channel or a channeler. And again, sometimes psychic, although I think a lot of us try to stay away from that one. But if you have another term, please put it in the comments. Let us know, so that we can all kind of get an idea of what would resonate for us if we were to feel like that we needed a title like that, as of course I did. Alrighty, I want to talk with you. Yeah, we talked about this book. This book is available for purchase on Amazon. I will also have these with me at the Energy Healing Conference, Awakening the Healing of Your Soul, Discover Your Intuitive Gifts, Connect with Your Guides, Heal Your Soul. It's kind of like Energy Healing 101, but also there's some stories in there and some perspectives in there that even if you are a seasoned healer, you're going to learn some things, and it's going to open your eyes and strengthen your belief. We need to be learning from each other, and you'll get to learn from what I have shared in here. But I want to go to page 16 really quick. There's a process that when I wrote this, I wasn't quite sure how to organize all my information about how I did what I did, because it's kind of instinctive, intuitive, and it just happens. And then I started, when I was like, oh, this is like truly a process, and this is how it works. So this is on page, there we go. This is on page 16. And I call this the awakening process. And it's going to start with belief. We start with belief. We have to believe, hold a space for belief. We have to want to at least believe. And this is where this all begins. We want to believe that there is a spiritual information, that we are more than just our bodies, which is quite obvious because we're breathing and we're here. So we start with this belief. And again, reading the book is going to raise your belief, which is only going to do what? It's going to go to the next thing, which is going to open your intuition. You're going to be more in tune, more inspired, more in spirit. So we believe, and it opens up into intuition. When your intuition, like your third eye is activated back here, front here, you are going to start sensing and feeling some messages. Not everyone is aware of how those messages, where they come from or who. I, as a medium, and I think you do too, I know I'm hearing them and feeling them from my client spirit guides and from their past loved ones, and really just any angelic beings from the other side, if you would, that are there to care for them and love them and want so much for these messages to come through the spirit energy. Okay, so that's the guidance that we're talking about there. And then that is going to lead towards your healing, always towards healing. Unless, of course, you don't need any healing, we jump right over to purpose, but everybody needs healing. So there's something that has to be done there. But it's not like, oh, okay, I can't live my purpose until I'm totally healed. And that is untrue too. You're healing in as much as you need it to get out of your own way so you can fulfill your purpose and know what your purpose is. And know exactly what it is you want to do and what you want to contribute to the world. So, and I have actually several more books coming up. There's a series in this awakening series. There's only one right now, but the last one of the 5. So just hang in there with me and kind of watch me over the next year and a half or so. The last one will talk about your purpose, which will incorporate all of the other books that are coming up. In probably April or May, I have a book that's called Awakening Your Soul to Love. And that's actually about clearing your energy blocks and attracting your soulmate. So if you're still single, like I was at one point, that one is actually for you. Anyways, moving on. So this is where, that's why we talk about this guidance and how it's incorporated into the process. We need to know this, of how to do this. So let's talk about confidence and why we need to know this stuff. Why can't we just like get ideas and just say it? I find that my confidence for doing readings for people or assisting other people is like through the roof when I can tell that I'm speaking to one of their past loved ones who comes through with some sort of a message or a sign, maybe something that was significant to them. Or a lot of times I just feel their personality and will explain their personality to my client. And we just know that that person's in the room ready to give them that message. That's a lot more intense and specific and will really bring that client into that space of belief where they can prepare themselves better for healing. And so it's like, yeah, you can just wonder and hope and pray for information and feel it. You can do this. But if you're like me, you want to know specifically where it's coming from and be able to use that as an actual tool. So this is just getting into the nitty gritty of this process of intuition, which I think you guys are ready for, because just when I talk to so many of you, you're saying that you're feeling this anyways. There's a problem though. Many, many, many times people say to me, but I don't really, how do I use this? And I used to even have a hard time answering that for them, because in my world, I'm doing this 20 to 30 hours a week. You guys are making appointments. You're coming in to see me. This is where I'm using it most of the time, even right here in this awesome room. And it was hard for my brain to go, gosh, what if I didn't have a business doing this and I had a different job, because that's where my education had been previous to this, and just something different. How would I incorporate this? Because it's not just people like me who have this as a business who are feeling this anymore. It's a lot. And I have spent probably the last couple of years really trying to sort this out and say, what would the world look like if we did this differently? If we all saw ourselves as a spiritual medium and we were all knowing and had some tools of how to share that with others. So I wanted to talk about how to implement this into our daily life and culture. And first, I want everyone just for a minute, because we're gonna kind of channel in on this and really get in tune with the vibration and the message of the feeling I'm trying to share with you. But even if in a real life situation, I'm just about to share 5 things with you of what we can do to incorporate this in our daily lives, our conversations with our families, our friends. You're always going to want to like take a deep breath in and think about your breath, which actually activates this part of your brain back here, which is where your third eye is here and right here. It's going to activate the back part of your brain. It's going to open up your intuition. All because it's not supposed to be this hard, you guys. All because we focused on our breath, not just breathing. I know you're breathing all the time, but you're thinking about your breath and you're going, I am thinking about my breath, thinking about your third eye being activated and open. Think about an indigo color right here, because that is the color of that specific chakra. We won't go into chakras too much today. Hopefully a lot of you know about it. I will go into it more in my class in April. And so just kind of thinking like, hey, I'm checked in. Another thing that I'll do is I'll grab an essential oil over here on the shelf, and I'll kind of like frankincense or lemongrass, and I will breathe that in, and I'll kind of swipe it on my aura, and just that makes me think, okay, I'm in tune and I'm ready to go. So have a little something, even if it is just taking a breath, especially if you're in public and you're with your friend and they're struggling or something, and you just want to tap in and help them with their energy, with their permission, of course. And you don't always grab the oil and have this whole routine to get in tune. But breath is going to be the biggest thing. It's going to be able to open up that intuition. Okay, so here we go. I think in an ideal world, and this is really my mission, is to change this as a part of our culture, is let's say that you're at lunch with your friend, and we, especially ladies, we have a tendency to talk about the things that are wrong in our life, which is great. It's very therapeutic. It's our chance to be able to express what's going on. Also, we're kind of sometimes hoping for some feedback, validation for sure from our friend, but also, and then maybe some advice, because maybe it's something they've gone through. And we've all kind of done this, and having a conversation with a good friend or your mom or a sister's dad, brother, it has been very, very helpful. I want to take that, which we already know to do. And we already know, many of us know that to be empathetic, we're going to feel what they're feeling. We're going to really try to put ourselves into what they're feeling and going through, because that's very validating. It feels very good to us. I will quite often say an empath is somebody who can feel what somebody else is feeling. To take it a step further, a healer is going to be that empath who feels what somebody else is feeling, but also knows how to direct the energy to a space of healing so that they can release it. You release it, they release it. It's kind of a combined thing. And I know that many of you are saying, I know I'm an empath. I'm feeling lots of things. I don't always know what to do. I don't know if it's always mine or somebody else's. Here we go. We're going to start very simple. And I wanted this to be simple because there's so many different people on different levels, but if our whole culture could do at least this simple thing, so much would change. And in fact, it would open up to more gifts and to more, just more in-depth readings and sessions, much like what I do. So the very first thing, let's just say that you are at this lunch and you're talking with your friend and she's talking about something that's really bothering her. I'm not even going to go even try to make up a scenario right now, because you know what I'm talking about. And I want to stick just to these 5 steps of how to maybe work through this. Sometimes it's so hard for us to just pinpoint what's wrong. And a lot of times we'll even ask for, pray for what we think is the solution when we haven't actually pinpointed what's wrong. So, and I will post these questions in the comments later after the end of the video. But number 1, you're going to say something to them like, what single most emotion are you feeling right now? And they might be saying, I'm so angry or I'm so frustrated. Say, okay, what's underneath that? Because anger is a secondary emotion. You can be angry because you're embarrassed. You can be angry because you're disappointed. So anger is just kind of over the top. We're just angry because something bad happened. So really, let's just say, if you had to say one word about how you're feeling right now, what would you do? And people love this because you're really listening. You're really wanting to know. And they're going to finally be able to capture what it is. Okay. And this doesn't have to be because they're incredibly upset. It could just be something, that could have been going on for a long time and it's kind of old to them, but maybe you're ready to capture it that day. So one single emotion that they are feeling right now. And they might just be like, I'm just really disappointed. Just disappointed. Okay. So you can probably tell from the conversation you've already had with this person if they are talking about something that is theirs or someone else's. Most of the time, they're probably thinking about how they're feeling, which is why you said, what is your emotion? But there are a lot of times, it's something you need to ask yourself sometimes too, is this yours or someone else's that you're feeling? If they have a whole backstory to it, it's probably theirs. They're feeling that way. But if they've just been like, I don't know, lately I've just been feeling just, down and disappointed and that could be the person you're sleeping with. That could be their energy absorbing onto you and it's starting to take your vibe down. So it is very important. So often we go, what's wrong with me? I'm so messed up. I'm like, stop saying what's wrong with me. You're never going to get the truth that way, because it's not what's wrong with you. We need to say things like what's blocked or what's attached or what's around me. But you are the answer. You are the only answer. You are the light. So is it yours or is it someone else's? You're just trying to clarify and just get more information on this so we can capture it better. Capturing it gets us to where we can heal it. And then 3, you're going to say, where in your body do you feel it most? This is kind of where the chakras come in, if you're very familiar with the chakras. And then we have those 7 main energy centers, the root all the way up to the crown. If you're very familiar with that and your friend is too, or you're willing to teach them, you can get very, very specific about where it is and what energies those particular chakras hold, or emotions. And you can go very specific. But again, I'm going to just make this first time teaching you here. I'm going to make this very, very simple and just say, what part of your body? Where are you in pain? Is it your low back? Has your low back just been killing lately? Are you feeling it kind of like in your neck, on the right side of your neck? And you don't need to understand why. The neck holds, or the right side is the male energy, and then the neck is about speaking your truth. You don't even have to say that at this point. If we just had a whole society that just goes, hey, your body's hurting because something's wrong, then great. And it might not even be hurting. It might be something they need to intuitively go, okay, I'm disappointed, and just kind of be like, where in my body am I holding that? What kind of a question is that? That's the kind of question we're going to start asking in our culture, I hope. Other cultures have done it anciently, and we're just coming around to it here in America. But we're going to say what part in the body, and just answer intuitively. You're not going to be wrong. You could just say, I don't know. I feel like my right leg, my upper right leg is what's coming to me. Does it hurt right now? No, it doesn't really hurt, but it feels like that's where it's coming from. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. We're starting to really capture in on this. We're not just saying, oh, I'm so messed up. We're getting something that's very specific, and it's been very easy to do so. So first we said, what is the single emotion that you're feeling right now? And making sure, is it yours or is it someone else's you might be absorbing? And then where in your body are you feeling it most? We said disappointed, we said, I think it's mine, and we said maybe right thigh, okay? And then this is very important that you have permission, that you're not just pushing your intuitive gifts into somebody's life. I don't just go around just reading everybody, even though I could. And I don't even get that information. I do when you come here for a session, because obviously you've given me permission to do that. You're seeking that. And that's permission to me. But I don't just go to Walmart or just anywhere and just be like, oh, their grandmother's with them, or this or that, or they need to heal this. And it takes a lot of energy. I need to preserve that for myself and for my clients. I get plenty of other opportunities. So you wouldn't just jump in there and be like, well, I'm a spiritual medium and I know that your mom, okay. Especially in a casual conversation like this is the place where you need to be like, do you mind if I take a look at it with you? If you feel confident in doing that. If you don't, the first 3 questions are already pretty amazing, because you can even just kind of jump down to the question after that, which is talking about connecting with their angels or guides or messages. You don't have to actually read this for yourself, but many of us are getting there where we can, and we want to know how. So that's up to you to discern. Be very respectful, asking that permission, but you can say, do you mind if I look at it with you? Most people are going to be like, take a stab at it. Let's go. And you're just going to, like, with your third eye, your intuition, and you've already got some information about how they're feeling and that they do feel like it's theirs or not, and where it's in their body. And so this is helping you to get right in tune with that. And remember, this is all over like lunch at Neaters or something. Okay. You're just like hanging out, but this is the new way, the new culture. Right. And so you're both there and you're like, this is a time for you to say, I feel that. We have to feel it to heal it. Okay. They're feeling it. Now you are going to help them and assist them, because you know what? You're disconnected from from all the emotion. You don't have to go back home to the person that they have to go home to, most likely, or in the way that they have to. You are separate from them. So for you, it's going to be easier for you to step in there as a helper, as a third person, and not take on all of it, feel it, but not be like, oh, now I have all these problems with this person. That's not yours. So this is why we help each other, because it's not as heavy. We can keep our vibration high while looking and helping what other people have. So would you mind if I take a look at it with you? My friends 100% will say, yeah, well, I'm an established spiritual medium. But you can establish yourself as, I'm quite intuitive, and I've learned some stuff about chakras and things like that. And do you mind if I take a look at it. There we go. I'm going to leave that to you to discern how to do that. The fifth thing you might want to say at this point is hold them accountable and don't let them say, I don't know. The question is, what do you feel your angels or guides or past loved ones are saying to you? Whew, this might throw people off big time. You say, hey, just one word. If there was one word, and it could be any word or an image, and we're talking about maybe disappointment here in the right thigh, we've narrowed this down to this thing, and we're asking for maybe a one word thing that might be something that you've been missing. And what do you think that they would say to you about this right here? And I'm just going to I feel like I'm going to be just reading myself, you guys. That's probably what's really happening here. So I'm going to actually channel right now into my right thigh that might be holding on to disappointed. And, oh, okay. So I just heard my ancestors. I actually feel like it was like a whole bunch. Okay, but definitely one of them was my grandpa, who I feel close to me. And it just said I saw the right side of my body activated, which is the receiving side, and I just heard, focus on everything you've been given. Oh, gratitude wins again. Okay, and I just felt like I'm literally goosebumped. I felt this energy rush in, and I feel like, oh. And then the disappointment in my right, which I'm not feeling any pain in my right thigh, by the way. Actually, I've had some in my hips the last little bit. Maybe we're healing this right now. Do you guys see this? I'm even having discoveries here. And I go, you know what? You're right, Grandpa. I have been blessed tremendously. Why would I hold on to a vibration of disappointment? Because we get low vibey. Another great reason why we need to look into this so that this doesn't destroy me or make me go, gosh, I might need hip surgery at some point. No. Clear that stuff quick. Let's get right to the point. So thanks, Grandpa. So yeah, in that case, this is what the angels and guides are asking me. And then last, you're going to do this. And maybe you had a message. Maybe you feel like, I feel like the word, gratitude is coming through or something. That would be your part. These are just little one word, little tiny captures that we can do. We can start incorporating this into our everyday life. Your kids at the playground can start doing this. Just little tiny steps. And then when you do this, you go, let's finish it off. We're going to say, let's breathe some energy into this. Let's breathe some healing energy into this, some life. And so right now I'm going to put my hand on my leg because I can actually reach that. And for you, you could do the same on yourself for them, or you could just, nicely just offer a breath of healing towards them. And so go ahead. And if you wouldn't mind, help me out. Apparently I need this today. And I want you to breathe in, and we're collectively doing this. I'm connecting right now with the collective energy of this session and anybody who may be watching it in the future as well. And we're just going to breathe in to this area of my body that says, we're just going to let this pass through gratitude, remembering all that I have, and allowing it to release from my body. Some of you are overanalyzing what's in my leg right now. Please don't do that, and don't do that to your friends either. It's quick. In order for this to work as a society and a culture shift, it has to be careful, and it just needs to be simple, and it needs to be quick. And if you are the type that really likes to analyze and stuff, you need to manifest maybe something different. So again, check with your client, check with who you're reading, and make sure that what you're offering is no more than what they have asked. And I have asked to just say, hey, everybody take a quick breath, maybe give me a smile with that, and clear that right out. And then I'm going to just kind of go back into my own energy and make sure that I'm back to feeling like it's just me, not the whole world, not the collective. I don't want to carry everybody around with me for the rest of the day. And just go back to center. And I'm smiling to myself because now I have a story. Now I have something that's captured. Now I don't just have an ache that's been in my hip for two, three months. I didn't even realize this, right there at the top of in my right hip. Of course, the thigh meets the hip, right? Now I have a story that I can go, no, that was that. And thank you. And I can move on. Could we do this with somewhere else in my body for some other reason? Yeah, we absolutely could. I don't think we would run out of things. But like I said, do not be discouraged because healing is so constant. We always need so many things. Do not be discouraged by that. Just know that I'm a little bit more healed now, and I've got clients I'm going to be taking in today. And that's just going to make it a better way for me to serve today, which I was going to do anyways, only maybe with a little less hip discomfort. How about that? Okay, awesome. You guys, the purpose and the goal to this is really, we want to have a more awakened world. We want people to realize where their gifts are, that they have them, that we can change our lingo. We can start saying things like, oh, I'm a spiritual medium, or I'm an intuitive, or I'm an intuitive energy energy reader or healer. I hope you put some things in the comments about how or what titles you've heard, or what you refer to yourself as, or what you think you could in the future even. And give us some vocabulary words and the tools that we have. Again, one more time, that you find this emotion. Is it yours or someone else's? Where in the body do you feel it most? And do you mind if I help take a look at it with you? And then what do your angels or guides say? Just maybe even just a one-word message. Breathing energy into that. And I'm not saying it solves all the problems everywhere and everything will be shifted, but it will start. And as we get better and better at this, more and more ways in which we're going to be aware of our spiritual needs, how they're showing up in our physical body most of the time, and how to get past it, capture and say, this kid doesn't need to have this much power over me. This can be removed, and it can be replaced with something beautiful and filled with love and light. Again, you guys, this book is on Amazon. I will have a bunch with me at the Energy Healing Conference on April 15th. I speak at 1 o'clock in I don't remember the name of the room, but it's the largest room with the projector. It holds 100 plus people. Last June, I had 200 people in my class, and I generally have 100 plus people in my class. So if you would like to come to that class, please arrive early. If you want to get a cushy seat, get the VIP ticket if you really want a good seat. I will be calling some people up on stage and actually interacting with this. The live classes are so much fun, and really just life-changing. We just so much energy that we get to learn to shift and feel there. So that is that. You're welcome to buy the book beforehand and get all studied up, get to know me, and bring it to the event, and I will sign it for you, or I will be doing signings and selling the book there for $15. I will also be offering energy readings specifically that you can sign up for $35. And yeah, let's see. So you can follow me on Facebook at Awakening with Amy Winsett. That's where I focus more on the spiritual side, the spiritual medium stuff. You can follow me at The Healing Haven, which is more about where I work and take massages to clients for massage, The Healing Haven. But you can also just go to thehealinghaven.org, and you're going to see how to buy my book, how to schedule online. You're going to get the links to connect you to Facebook and Instagram and things like this. So that's what we've got. This is so exciting. I hope you guys can make it to the conference and to this class and come and say hi to me, and even let me know how this has been going for you. If you've been able to like really incorporate this even in just a small way, or teach your kids and give them some tools too. And even mom to child, this is great stuff. Really, really good. So Tammy, thank you so much for having me on here.
Well, thank you so much for being here. We've got to jump off really fast right now. But I want to say thank you so much for being here to you and everyone who's been on. We've had a great audience today, both live, and then I'm sure on the replay, many people will end up watching this, so they'll be able to connect with you as well. I do want to go ahead and add one more detail about the Layton conference. You actually are in the Platinum room, which is like the biggest room, and it is actually about 150 people.
Oh, good.
It is like in this really cush spot that is super private, and it's just going to be an awesome audience.
Oh, perfect.
There. So for you guys who are watching right now, there is a lot of stuff that's happening that day at the Davis Conference Center. So make sure you arrive early. Don't come right before she speaks and then expect to get a good spot. You're going to want to make sure you come a little bit early, check out the vendors. And I know you also have some really fun things that are happening for the VIPs as well. So lots of good stuff happening. Yeah. Here's the link one more time for the vendor spot as well. For those of you who are thinking about possibly coming as a vendor, maybe you have your own business where you would be a great fit for our vendors space. We want to encourage you to come and join us there. Amy also, if you'd like to read more about her bio and the specific class that she is doing at the April conference, I'm going to go ahead and put the link up for that one more time. And then we're going to go ahead and jump off today. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. And
thank you.
Vanderplas on. I love the Vanderplasses. All right, you guys, we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Tammy. Bye-bye.
See ya, and bye-bye.